There's a constant question I've been asking myself since I was 3 years old. What if Pokemon were real? I would let my imagination run wild while playing outside, imagining what Pokemon would live in my backyard, imagining the adventures I could go on in a world where teleporting is commonplace. Of course, I'm not delusional or anything. I just really like to daydream, and Pokemon helps me do that and appreciate the mundane in life a lot more. And I think that vision that so many Pokemon fans have in common is what led to the creation of PokePark Kanto, a place that promises to bring Pokemon to life. It's a little park situated within the theme park Yomiuri Land in Japan, and of course, I wanted to go and see what it was like. Even if at first my first impression was, it's just gonna be a bunch of statues and photo ops in a little park. I knew it was gonna actually be so much more than that, especially to someone like me, but I set my expectations low. Because with a name like PokePark Kanto, I knew there would be some absolute juggernaut, staple, popular Pokemon I would not see. But I was already going to Japan anyway for the Voltage Live Miku concert, so going to PokePark and trying to find a shiny there was a no-brainer. So without hesitation, I booked my ticket to the park on the first day it was possible, back in November. On March 21st, I hopped on the train on the Odakyu line to make a short trip out of Tokyo to reach the park. Now from the train station, it's quite a hike to the park still. So you might want to take a bus from there, or the cable car. Let's see if we have the 1 in 64 chance of seeing a hiker or picnicker down there.
That's the Ether Foundation.
Maybe Lucamine's in there. I want to go say hi.
Jumping out Pokemon.
I see Tyranitar and Garchomp fighting. From the cable car, we could see PokePark Kanto. We had done so much research before we went, and we were so informed and ready to go.
Wait, so this is a different land?
Yeah, this is Yomiuri Land, and then PokePark's within Yomiuri Land.
Okay.
We have a ticket to that because of our ticket. But yeah, in reality, I barely watched anyone's videos on this because I wanted to see the park for myself. But I did know a few things going in. You need this app to go alongside your ticket. You need to bring a card because they don't take cash. This is not my credit card, this is a rat. And you need to bring a Pokemon partner with you for Nurse Joy to heal at the Pokemon Center. I'm a huge fan of the Sizzler exhibit at PokePark Kanto. Oh, I lost! Oh. We arrived a little bit after opening at 10 a.m., which is nice because we didn't have to worry about a line, but you want to get there as early as possible to reserve a time slot for the shop, because those go fast. Don't do anything to annoy the Pokemon. I learned from this that if Pokemon existed in real life, they would hate monopods. I'm at Pokemon in real life. Wow, I'm in town. The Dodrio up there? Oh, that's so cool. Oh, and there's Pikachu and Eevee. Let's go. Primarina. Wowzers. Welcome to Sedgetown. This feels like a Pokemon town from the games in real life. They have a gym, a Pokemon Center, a Pokemart, and its own town music that plays on loop almost the entire time you're there. It's actually a really nice track, and I wish I had a clean recording of it. Murkrow joins the crew, my favorite cat Pokemon. Hashtag Murkrow. Suddenly you really are in a town where Pokemon is real. There's so many carefully placed Pokemon cameos, statues, and details.
I just felt like recording a blank wall for a second.
And that's all great to admire, but what really makes it feel real is being surrounded by so many people who love Pokemon here. It's easier than ever in the real world to spot a Pikachu or a Gengar these days, but it takes a place like PokePark or one of the Pokemon events that I love going to for it to feel like a real possibility that you'll run into someone who loves Haxorus so much that they made it a cute little outfit, which I saw. Okay, but now that we're in PokePark, what exactly do you do here? Unlike the original PokePark from 20 years ago, which focused more on being an amusement park than an immersive experience, there are only 2 rides at this park. VV Voyage, which is a carousel featuring all the evolutions. I really like the music that plays on here. It references Celadon, Ecruteak, Eterna, Snowpoint, and Laver cities. And Pika Pika Paradise, that features a truly shocking cameo that I couldn't believe.
It actually is the Pichu brothers! It actually is the Pichu brothers!
I think this takes the cake for being the most obscure reference in the entire park. To the Pichu brothers, who used to prominently be featured in the Pikachu shorts before the anime movies, last appearing over a decade ago in the Meloetta short. They hold a special place in my heart because they're also featured in Pokemon Channel, which was the first GameCube game I ever owned. I really didn't have the Pichu brothers returning on my 2026 bingo. It's undeniably them too because of the tufty hair on the Pichu on the right. That being said, I didn't ride either of these. The park is dotted with these stalls, which are either shops, food stands, or booths with little activities, like getting these big TCG frames where you're tasked with taking a picture of the Pokemon on the card for free stickers. But there's one booth that stands above all the others, the Pokeball shop. Every Pokeball has a random Kanto Pokemon inside as a pin, and people love this, so it has the longest line in the entire park. And after getting a special medal in Pokemon Home and catching a Zapdos with a special background in Go, I thought I had run out of things to do in line. But then I remembered I had a goal here. I wanted to find a shiny in the main series in PokePark Kanto. Now, I brought my Ruby badge quest with me to Japan, but I realized that it would take dozens of trips to this park to even come close to hitting the odds of finding a 1 in 8192 shiny. Not that that's not worth trying anyway, since it's all luck, but I turned to a different game here. A game where I wasn't going to be guaranteed a shiny, but it feels pretty close, and would also require minimum attention for me to still be immersed in the park the whole time. That's right, we're going to ZA, and we're going into hyperspace. I picked out a random normal type pocket of hyperspace that had 2 pretty topical normal type Kanto Pokemon and Watchog, who watches out for stuff. And I was going to do everything full odds, with no shiny charm or sparkling power. So even though I was probably going to see thousands of Pokemon, it's still not going to be guaranteed that I'm going to find a shiny. Normally I'm not too big of a fan of just spamming fast travel for shiny hunting, but this was actually the perfect place to do that. Because I love just taking everything in line, like watching a staff member carefully polish and execute. And before I knew it, with no shinies yet, it was ball time.
I just bought 10 Pokemon, got a Premier Ball.
I'm financially in ruins, but it was worth it, I guess, for this white ball. Oh, I almost dropped it.
Now let's see what 10 Kanto Pokemon I got from these.
Alright, we got Machop, no Pokeball, no home. Tough life. Pokemon Let's Go Eevee for the Nintendo Switch system, family of systems. Cubone, Bone, Cub 1. He was number 1. Smitty, Werbin, Jaegerman, Jensen. Golduck! Everyone loves Golduck because everyone loves Psyduck, and Psyduck evolves into Golduck, so Golduck is even more popular than
Psyduck looks like it would evolve into Golduck too, if you look at it.
It really does. Like, they're so
They both have
related.
beaks, and they both have eyes.
They both have the name Duck in their name. This one doesn't want to open, but it has an Alakazam in there. Sandslash. Let me do an imitation of anime Sandslash. Sandslash. Slash.
That was amazing.
Okay. Seaking. Jealous. Kangaskhan. Shout out to moms. And shout out
moms.
to the children of moms. I think we're all children of moms somehow. Unless you're children of dads. That's a thing
children
too.
of dads?
Yeah, this is children of dads right here. You
Wow.
can be a children of
I
dads
forgot
too.
that was his name.
Yeah. He's kind of long.
All right, last
Onix
one.
in Japan.
And then we have Scizor here.
I think that's Cleavor.
Okay, yeah, you're right. My bad.
Kind of thought you were just gonna throw it at my face for a second.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
Overhand.
Eevee! Butterfree, that's my favorite Kanto Pokemon, and Hitmonchan, the guy with the gloves.
And in case you're curious, the Premier Ball is empty, just for storing your favorite pin. Also, I heard they recently limited purchases to 1 per customer, so I don't know how you can get the Premier Ball anymore. These were a nightmare to cram into my suitcase, but they somehow all made it home. And I made it to the Pokemon Forest. Every ticket to PokePark comes with a specific time slot where you get to explore this area. The part that really explores that thesis statement of making Pokemon real. You stand in line for it in a replica of the professor's lab, where of course I was shiny hunting in line. But I put my Switch away when I got into the forest.
Oh my gosh.
It was way too cool to be focused on anything else. It starts out in this Route 1 area where there are so many Oddish here, it's beautiful. They come in all sorts of amazing shapes and sizes. They're so odd, they're so beautiful. You know, maybe Oddish and Bellsprout really can live in harmony. Oh, who am I kidding? That's as fake as the grass here. Sorry, I had something in my throat. It's almost a sensory overload with the number of Pokemon that are out here, but it also feels natural at the same time. Like, this is precisely what I've imagined on my walks my entire life. And I might have had to go alone because I was the only person in my friend group with this particular time slot, but that helped me get even more immersed in things personally. There's the obligatory Pikachu and Eevee area, which is still incredible.
Where's the Pikachu here? Do they have any Pikachu?
And thankfully, they don't just stick to Generation 1 Pokemon here.
Charge-a-bug?
I was sadly the only person in the park at the time freaking out over Charge-a-Bug, but I know several of you would be too.
Fearow spotted. This is probably the most Fearow's gotten in the past like 20 years.
Oh, he's got a lot to say.
Goomy and Shroomish. You're so goopy. Oh, shiny!
After several encounters, shiny Goomy. It's Sparkle!
I had found my first shiny in the park without even checking my spawns in ZA yet. There were a few Rhyhorn blocking my path, but then I saw a familiar friend. Meowth on the screen.
I'm here in the forest.
There's no way they actually got roly-poly Carkle. Look at all these precious gems for Sableye. Oh, there's the stones, leaf stone and stuff. That's so cool. Name that Steelix. They're long. He's longer.
Way too soon, my magical nature walk that was basically the nature walk I've always wanted to take was over. And it exited right out into the park again, when they just so happened to be doing a live show. Okay, so this was like the perfect opportunity for us to sneak into the Pokemon Center line when things weren't taking as long.
I'm here on the Pokemon Center.
I bet you can already guess how I spent my time in line. That is, until I was given a responsibility.
Lined up outside the real-life Pokemon Center right now. They just asked for our help. I might be one of the first people in this region to ever heal a Clang.
Since I was the first person in line in our group, I was given a tray of a random trainer's 6 Pokeballs to hand to the Pokemon Center lady inside.
I've got a big responsibility. This is crazy.
Yeah.
I guess they're outsourcing their help now.
Oh, this is Red's team.
Then after the demonstration of the random trainer's Pokemon, everyone else gets a chance to have one of their Pokemon healed.
Let's make this thing popular.
I decided I would bring Clang because I don't know anyone else who would ever get it healed here, and I wanted it healed of its unpopularity, since it is statistically the most forgotten Pokemon, and that's going to be its own video.
Arigatou gozaimasu.
After this, it was time to go to the shop, which is not actually in the Pokemart building, but a separate building. I got a few neat stickers, one of the unique Apom plushes, and a Clefairy hat.
Me and my twin. And Murkrow. There's another Murkrow up there.
After shop time, it was finally time to do the first shiny check to see if I had found any shinies yet.
Yep.
See you in a bit. Good luck with the shiny checks.
Thank you. I'm gonna check right now. There is a shiny! There's a shiny!
It's not one of the Farfetch'd. What is it? It's maybe back here?
Did you hallucinate?
No, I definitely heard it. And I was recording too. Oh, it's a... it's not Kanto, but it's a Watchog. It's the guard that's gonna kick me out of the place for...
For what?
I don't know.
So filming conditions and the shiny I got weren't ideal, but I still think it was so crazy that I found a shiny in the first place and caught it within PokePark Kanto.
It looks like it's adamant.
But the day wasn't over yet. I named it PokePark and I kept going. Much like the inspirational Watchog does in its run animation.
Watchog, watches out for stuff.
Up next was the daily live show that happens in the gym called Pika Pika Sparks, featuring copious amounts of Pikachu, and there were like some people dressed up as Electabuzz, and there was kind of a plot line, but I only semi-understood it. But I shiny hunted the entire time, and right outside the gym there are all these statues, and I decided to shiny check again.
Do one last fly. Alright, we'll start out going to the right here.
Blue Vector.
Hey, there Alpha's in that game? Is he doing Dynamax adventures?
Yeah, Blue Factor was in the shot there. I genuinely don't know where I am. Hold on. I'm gonna just fly back again. We're gonna go to the left and we're gonna check the farfetch'd. Just listen for the birdle-a-ding. Oh, there is a shiny! Oh my gosh! Shiny farfetch'd!
No way.
Miku!
Wow.
And Garchomp? Dude.
Swag! Look at that!
Wait, yes.
Farfetch'd! Yeah!
Take that, Murkrow.
Yeah! Within PokePark Kanto, I found the 2 shinies with the best run animations in the entire game. Just look at this guy. This is peak performance. This is perfection. It's also so fitting for the main reason I went to Japan in the first place, the Miku concert. And even though these 2 might not be the rarest shinies I've ever found or anything close to that, they're shinies that I cherish a lot because I found them in such a special place on such a special day. I'm really glad that this park exists now. I wouldn't say that it should be the main reason you should go to Japan, nor do I think it's going to be a magical experience for people who aren't Pokemon freaks like me, but I loved the time that I spent here from open to close, and it's a day I'll never forget. But yeah, let's end the day by saying hi to this Gyarados.
We're gathered here today to celebrate the life of someone you all know very well. Matt, open parentheses, Absol, closed parentheses. His life was tragically cut short by a Gyarados, who, mere seconds after taking this photo, swallowed him whole, leaving nothing behind except for a lone pee-pee hat. Please take his story as a lesson to never wear a pee-pee hat in front of a live Gyarados, unless you want to be swallowed whole just like him. Thank you.
And then the next day, I got some street passes at the Miku concert. Oh wait, I'm supposed to be dead like the Gyarados ate me. I'll talk about that in another video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Also, thank you Marker.net for the beautiful eulogy. I think you deserve a 5th Alpha Shiny Phalanx for that in Zone 16.